these are the impediments that Pakistan has to clear if they even want to think about competing with India in the next couple of decades. Dr. Kohli.
Vinny, if there is one subject which is missing from the political curriculum, and I think from an academic curriculum in Pakistan, and that subject is economics. Because if you look at, I love the wall display which you had, which is a very pleasant change for me to see, deep diving into the data on a very nice wall. But allow me to add one more very key parameter to this wall, which I may not be able to display on the wall, but I can speak out the data for you, which is as an economist, and when we measure an economy, we look at something called the debt to GDP ratio. When you talk of debt to GDP ratio, that what is the total debt of the country? This includes public debt and this includes external debt. So the total debt to GDP ratio of Pakistan is around 85%, which to make our viewers understand this more easily, that is for the total GDP is, let's say, one Pakistani rupee, then 85 paisa of that rupee is already pledged under debt, which is it wipes off your, if there is a situation of liquidation, this is what happens. That is one. Second thing that I would like to highlight is the total external debt, which is the total, because you just spoke of the foreign exchange reserves. Now, normally your foreign debt should be adequately covered by your foreign exchange reserves. But your foreign exchange reserves you just showed is probably $17-18 billion. Let me tell you, effectively they might be even lesser than that. The total external debt is more than $85 billion. So look at the precarious economic situation in Pakistan. And if you look at other parameters, you spoke of forex reserves, you spoke of debt. Look at other micro parameters, look at the per capita income, look at the total rate of poverty in Pakistan. I think, as I said, the word economics is completely missing. And one big reason, apart from the Imran Khan factor, and Imran Khan has, probably the economy has gone down quarter after quarter under his regime. But the obsession with Kashmir, the obsession with this territorial ambition, which is for no reason, the obsession with the army, the obsession for the arms, the obsession for, if I call it in one word, the obsession for terrorism. I think these have been the factors, because there is the other side of Pakistan, which was made in 1971, which used to call it East Pakistan, which is Bangladesh. And, much smaller in size, and, look at the prosperity that good economic policies and a very favorable economic policy and a business-friendly policy can do to your country. Well, Bangladesh today, I think we all know now, I remember doing a few shows on your channel, that is amongst the best performing developing economy in the world. There's no magic wand there. It is simply because the economic policies, the focus is on the growth of the country. The focus is not on terrorism. The focus is not on army running the country. The focus is not destructive. The focus has to be constructive. I think that is all where Pakistan has gone wrong, whether it is Nawaz Sharif, whether it is Imran Khan, whether it is Pervez Musharraf, any of the rulers of Pakistan. Let me not even call them democratically elected people or whatever, because after all it's the army who nominates somebody as a puppet. So I think economically Pakistan is in for a disaster. And if you Vinny, parallelly, I would suggest you to do another show parallelly on comparing the Sri Lankan crisis with the Pakistani crisis. If you compare the two, you will find